Welcome to another edition of our Journey Midweek Connection. I want to thank you so much for tuning in to be with me today. And as we begin, I want to ask you to keep praying for our vacation Bible school that has reached the midway point here today on Wednesday. We're halfway through the week. It's been amazing so far. Would you please pray specifically for all of our leaders and volunteers who've been going hard this week, that they would have energy to finish strong? And then also, please be praying for these precious kids, that seeds of salvation would be planted in their hearts and that they would all grow up to be world changers for their families and for this world. Pretty amazing opportunity we have this week. In our Sunday series, we're trying to figure out how we can break free from different weights that are on top of us that slow us down. And we're also talking about how we can break free from certain sins that get us all tangled up so that we can run free. We can run free for God. And this past Sunday, we took on the Goliath of fear, worry, and anxiety. There's three things that we have to do with fear. First, we have to face it. We have to look at it head on. We have to stare it down. The second thing we have to do is be proactive. We can't be irresponsible or lazy and then wonder why we're stressed out and have all these issues in our lives. And then the third thing we have to do with fear is hand it over to God. As soon as a worry comes into our lives, we need to hand it straight over to Jesus. One of the secrets to overcoming fear is to keep our eyes fixed on Jesus. And it's been fascinating how we've taken a look at these different issues over the course of the summer so far. And so many of them are solved by us simply keeping our eyes fixed on Jesus. I want to share my life verse with you today. It's closely tied to what we've been talking about. Now, when I was a brand new Christian, brand new born again, probably just a few weeks old in the faith, I chose the verse I'm going to share with you today as my life verse. And at the time, I didn't really understand the big story of the Bible at all. I just heard Christians around me saying that this is my life verse, and this is my life verse. And I thought, well, I want one of those. So I went digging through the New Testament and I pulled up a whole bunch of options of verses that I thought sounded cool and that I thought would be good life verses. And then without fully understanding probably what the verse actually even meant, I wound up choosing 2 Corinthians 4:16 through 18. And I've just chosen to keep that as my verse because as I've gotten older in the faith, I realized it was a pretty good pick. Now, as I read this here, see if you can see why it ties into what we've been talking about on Sundays. Paul writes, "Therefore we do not lose heart, though outwardly we're wasting away, yet inwardly we're being renewed day by day. For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all." And so we fix our eyes not on what is seen all around us, but on what is unseen, since what is seen is just temporary. What is unseen is eternal. Life is stressful most of the time. You can find stress anywhere you turn. It's natural to have legit fear, worry, and anxiety in life. Paul probably had it much worse than we do. Paul faced more persecution in 1 week than I'll probably face in my entire life. And so it's funny that he calls them light and momentary troubles. His light and momentary troubles could include an entire community trying to stone him to death, leaving him outside the city gate left for dead. It meant that he wasn't going to give his life to the pursuit of comfort, and it meant always trying to put others first, living a life on mission. How was Paul able to overcome all of these stressful challenges in his life? By keeping his eyes fixed on his Lord. While what he was going through was hard, super challenging, it's not like he didn't feel the emotions of all of that. He was able to keep eternal perspective. He knew that the eternal glory that was waiting for him just around the corner was going to be worth it. That was the game changer for him. He knew it was going to be worth it. And so what do? Let's look at verse 18 again. We fix our eyes not on what is seen, the storm all around us, but on what is unseen. Since what's seen is temporary, and what is unseen is eternal. It's Wednesday. What obstacles, what challenges are in your way already this week? What storm is raging in your little corner of the world? Don't take your eyes off Jesus, and don't find yourself putting your hopes in anything less than eternal glory with Jesus in heaven. And if our eyes are focused on that, the big things we face will become much more like light and momentary troubles. It's time that we pull our roots out of this world so that we're ready. We're ready if God were to call us home. I want to thank you for joining us today. And before you jump right back into your busy life, maybe take a moment in prayer and hand any worry or fear that you've been carrying. Hand that over to the Lord in prayer so that you can run free. Hope to see you soon.